Let's class this as a before van tour. So if you don't know, I built this camper van on a tight budget and we're about to go through a nice big change, but I've not yet done a van tour on this. So let's do it, shall we? We'll start on the outside, shall we? So this is a 2019, I say 2019, even though it says 68 plate, and that's because it was built in January 2019. It's a VW Crafter. Trend line, so I've got a few extra gizmos on the dashboard, like infotainment system and stuff like that. We've got the go faster stripe on the bonnet that adds a whole 50 million brake horsepower. You see this damage down here? That was caused by a deer that didn't like the look of itself, so it decided to make contact with the front of this. If I drive really fast, it actually pops off. You can see you've got the little clip just there where it actually has popped off, so I have to keep doing that. We have got the 17-inch Rogue CC1 alloys with the conversed, the all-terrain tyres. That's what come with them. I got a great deal off from Liam the Terrible from then just there. The indicators on the wing mirrors, they're from Transporter HQ. They're sequentials. Show you. I'll put my hazard lights on. There you go. So they go bloop, bloop. Let's work our way down the side shower. We've got a sliding door. Now it slides all the way open as factory set would be, just like that. But I've added a little 3D printed lip. I got it from Campervan Forth and it goes up the top there. So that means I can only open it halfway if I want to. So that's halfway. And it's just that roller up there sits on top of the little groove. It was only £8 and it means I only have to have the door open halfway if I want to. You can see nice and neatly halfway at the end of the kitchen worktop. We'll come inside in a short while. Down the back just here, that's our water fill point. So we've got a 70-litre water tank in the garage area. Again, the Rogue alloys, scantrut. So that just there, up there is an external USB and USB-C phone charger. Well, just a charging port. And when I'm sat outside in Scotland loving the life, I can charge my phone up from there. On the back, this is where we've got some gadgets happening quite nicely. So again, the Rogue alloys, the CC1s. This is the Williams. They provided this. It's the only one where you don't need to modify the hinges, because normally it bolts onto these hinges there and you've got a bar behind the back you have to cut open, but it makes the door dead flimsy. This is the only wheel carrier that doesn't need that hinge modification. So yeah, that's cool. That's Williams. Those windows are fake. That's just wrap. The dubbed out community sticker, because any VW needs it, it's that. I'm not even going to say that. And the other side is pretty much exactly the same. The roof is where a lot of stuff's happening on this. Now I won't be able to see this, so I don't know if you can. We have got Wi-Fi. I don't know if you can see it. It's the Maxview 5G 4x4. I can literally get internet anywhere through that. We've got 3 solar panels on the roof. They're 3 Victron 175 watt panels, and they're attached via a scantrut DIY roof rack, so it bolts to the original holes. It's like electrical conduit, and I've basically built together a roof rack to be able to support them up there. And on top of the roof as well, we also have the Max fan. It's a bit chilly. Let's go inside. Immediately through the door, you can see this really is just a budget build. Here, that's the switch for the pump for the water tank. So if I've ever got a leak or anything like that, the thing with the SureFlow water pump is when it notices a drop in pressure, it will automatically start filling again. So if I've got a leak after the water pump, it will just keep flowing and flowing and flowing. So I've put that there just to sort of knock it off a little bit. There is the 90-litre Adventurer fridge. I don't know how LG make it. That is just a big fridge, and up the top there, a little 10-litre freezer. Let's drop some lights on so you can see a bit clearer, shall we? We'll go into the front. So we have got a double passenger seat just there. That is on the R&J swivel seat base. It's an expensive base, but it's the only company that make that swivel seat base. So it's the only one we can use. So their swivel seat. That one's not a swivel seat. We've got standard IKEA curtains. And again, if you see anything through this video and you want to ask about it, if I've not mentioned it, feel free to just let me know. That's just the over cab area with, you can see there, I've got like GoPro mounts and stuff just dotted around. I've got like random junk just stuck up there. Dash cam, which is CCTV down there, so that's front and rear CCTV. You can tell I live in this because it's covered in absolute junk. This is the trendline version, so I've got a big infotainment system, but I've got parking sensors, I've got aircon, anything to make it just that little bit more fancy. I can't wait to get all the new furniture in this van because I'm going to have an over cab locker. I've actually planned this one quite well because these swivel seats lift up I don't want it to foul on the overcab unit, so I've had to get a specific one. Again, VANZ Adventures, they're the ones doing my whole units and stuff like that, but all the clothes will be going in there. Max fan, this is just a cover that goes over it, and it's a remote control fan. So if you have a look around here, you can see all these feathers. I'll go through them in a minute, but also is the remote control for it. So just turn it on, and it basically is on. It's absolutely powering away, but there's your remote control. It tells you all the gizmos on it. Every camper van has to have one. IKEA fake plant. This is velcroed down, and it's just full of like cups of coffee and stuff like that. Up here we have got a roller blind. You can see it just here actually a bit better, and it's just undo these pop rivets, and that folds down to nothingness. That was built for me by my partner's mum. So this pull cord just here, that actually broke, so it's sort of we just deal with it like that now. Underneath that one we have got an IKEA blind. I wouldn't recommend one, although they are blackout when you're driving. It's a bit rattly, so I tend to just leave it up. You'll notice all the panelling throughout the van is basically cheap and cheerful. That's solely because it comes with the van, including little Mr. Brakey. We've got the gonk. We've actually got two of them kicking around his van. See if you can spot where the second one is. They come from somebody on Facebook. Let's have a look over this sort of piece just here. So we'll start on the work unit just there. That is a pop-up 240 watt plugs. So that's just an extension lead that hooks up to the inverter. That is a scantrut wireless charger. That is mega. I wouldn't be able to live without that, solely because I don't have any plug-in USBs kicking around. I just chuck my phone on there, or I charge it up from the dashboard whenever I'm parked up. We've got a gas hob, 2-burner hob just there. It is what it is. I can cook pasta on it, or curry or something like that. Under here, junk cupboard. We've got the kettle, some foldable bowls, just loads of additional bits and bobs that we need. Under this one just here, there's my little chemical toilet. For those people saying, how do you go to the toilet? There's my little chemical toilet. I just pull it out, which I can't wait for my upgrade, because I'm going to have a full shower unit. You'll see all this tape lying around. That's just marking out where things are going to go. We're going to have a shower room there, and it's going to have a toilet in it, so I can't wait for that. This one is just got like my camera bag and stuff like that in it. Just the general everyday stuff that I need for filming purposes and stuff like that. We built this little unit. Well, yeah, you can see we built it because it's got a bit of a gap everywhere, and it's not the best. We had full plans to board it off at the back to hide all of these cables and the solar wires and all that sort of stuff. Again, we've got just a bit of junk and stuff. Little things like this to hold your phone or your tablet while you're actually watching a film or something. The batteries ran out on this. This tells you what the temperature is inside and outside. A few head torches down there. I've got my earplugs from Hear Protect down there. Loads of random bits. Yes, you did see it right. That is a dog's butt. It's basically just a coat hook that goes on the side somewhere. It goes on a screw, and you can use it as a coat hook. We had them in our old van, and we didn't want to get rid of them, but we haven't bothered to put them back in on this van. Let's have a look on the top. God, I'm knackered through talking too much. Carbon monoxide detector, carbon dioxide detector, whatever you want to call that. Under here, again, food, cutlery, bits and pieces. I basically live off these. I have loads of them, along with cheap and cheerful super noodles. I have a lot of that up there. Again, plates, bowls, cups, cutlery, cups. I've said cups millions and once time. This one over here is my cleaning cupboard, so it's got all like spray cleans, me bleach, and just all my cleaning products, so to speak. This one is all full of clothes that just want to fall out all the time. Now, I am a sentimental kind of person. I love little trinkets that I find in random places, which is why I've got so many feathers. I've got a porcupine quill, I've got a flamingo feather, just things that I found along the way. This piece of wood with the coat hooks, I actually use that as a key hook. I found that driftwood on a beach in Anglesey. My phone holder for when I'm in bed at night, I can just sort of put that there. Perfect. The bed, I wanted to have something a little different to everybody else, so I went for a full king size bed. Yeah, that's a king size bed. It's absolutely mammoth, but I'll be honest, I'm 6'2". I don't really fit on it width-wise. So the way we're doing it in the future, on the next one, we're getting rid of the headboard, and we're getting rid of the boarding behind the back of it, and going back to near enough bare metal, apart from a bit of insulation. Back doors, IKEA spice rack up there. I just chuck all my junk and crap in that. Up there, you can see all those wires. That's going to get hidden on the new van. That's our Wi-Fi router. That picture is a picture that I took in the Lake District. Absolutely love it. A Temu special flower. we've got loads of stickers there from other creators and other people that we just like. And let's move further down. Over there, that is our full electrical cupboard. This is multi-purpose area. So that's a full electrical cupboard, 400 amp hours of power. It's got the solar charger, it's got the DC to DC charger, it's got the mains charger. Everything is all underneath there. In the middle just there, you've got a chest of drawers. Now we've got a bit of filming equipment in the bottom too, with some underwear and stuff in the top. And over this side, we've got the diesel heater in there. But you can see these wooden pieces just here and this bar just up here. On the back doors, which we'll go around to in a minute, we've got a table. The table clicks onto there and comes out, and we've got a table leg that goes just there. One, we've never used it. We had full plans on using it loads, but we've never actually used it, so that's a bit sketchy. But the tabletop we have, because the tabletop comes down and sits on top of these two little pieces of wood and turns that into a single bed from it. If we've ever got one of the kids, the single bed is absolutely, it's so comfy. It's wider than a single bed and as long as a single bed. So believe it or not, the kids absolutely love that. The kitchen unit-ish thing, whatever you want to call it. So here, it's soft closed drawers for absolutely everything that we need. You've got all the cleaning stuff, the knives, forks, spoons, extra towels, clean up kit, wash kit. That's the Karcher window vac in that one just there. Now this is a narrow unit specifically for narrow spaces. So underneath there we've got obviously the sink, we've got the air fryer, we've got the coffee machine. Absolutely perfect. But sink, yes, I did mention a sink. So this is a cover. Well, it's not a cover, it's a chopping board that's been made slightly different, adjusted so to speak. And there is our deep dish sink with our pull-out tap. The joy with this pull-out tap is, one, remember I was on about the SureFlow water pump. It detects when there's a pressure drop and then pumps more water. I don't need to switch anything to be able to get the water to come out just there. So standard cold water system at the minute. The new build is going to have a hot water system too, but it's not just a run like that, it's a full shower head sort of style. You tend to find a lot of the stuff you put inside your self-built campervan is multi-purpose. Now one of the joys with that, you might be saying, well, where's your shower currently? Now normally I shower, because I do live in this campervan, either at a gym, at the motorway services, there's partners' houses, loads of places I can get a shower. But if I am completely off grid in the middle of the Scottish Highlands, I've got a few little tiny shower heads, which are Temu special shower heads, and they attach to that part of the tap. So I can undo that part of the tap and have it attached to there. So I can swivel the tap all the way to outside so that I can be able to shower while I'm stood outside. Now this one might be a bit controversial, but I have got LED lights in the roof, but I've never used them. No, literally, I've never used them. I've got a couple of little reading lights up there, and I've got the lights underneath here. That's all I've ever used. So the new van is not having them. Plus the inside of the new van is going to be a little bit lighter. So I'm not even going to need them. I'm not going to put them in the new van at all. All that junk you can see just there, that's just because I'm filming right now. So that's just a bit of filming equipment and microphones and stuff like that. That is my diesel heater controls. It's currently on and it's 13 degrees inside the van. Just there is my Renogy shunt. So that tells me how many amp hours I've got in the battery and how much power I'm using and all this sort of everything just there. If I want to keep on top of me solar and my DC to DC charger and my battery charger, they're all Victron. So I can just click onto the Victron app, check out the status of all of that. Here's some samples of the wood that we're actually going for. So we've got white cupboard doors. Obviously that's still got the plastic wrapper on it, but we're going to have white cupboard doors and unit doors and slate grey material. I think that looks really, really cool, and it's going to look great, and it does look great on all the VANZ Adventures videos from the ones he's done. The problem we've got is we don't know what kind of work unit to go for. Do you know, like a worktop on top of the kitchen, because we're having a full kitchen pod. We can either go white sparkle or black. I think they're the only ones. I'll have to check their website just to double check it. Let's go and show you the abomination that is my garage. Wait there, while I'm here, I've got a little stone chip just there. It's not a stone chip. That's come from a suicidal squirrel in the Lake District. While I was driving down in the snow, it jumped out, hit the windscreen, and yeah. I stopped and went to check on it, and it just got up, shook itself, and ran off. Are you ready for this? This is diabolical. So these have got the 240 hinges on the door, so you can open them all the way, except for this side. Basically, you just open that and pull that out of the way, and it'll open all the way. I can't open this door all the way solely because the spare wheel will hit the back doors. Over here, coat hooks. These are from an old railway. I found them on an abandoned railway, so I was like, yeah, I'll have them. Stick all my coats on there. Underneath there, you've got the table leg that I was on about, because on this door, I've got the table. So I just turn these around, pull the table out. It's got the hooks on it. That's perfect just there. Are you ready for the abomination? Look at that. So I've got my electric hookup. That is ran straight to a standard consumer unit down the back. My inverter, which I've just found the lights on, so I'll have to turn that on. I've got my bike just there. It's a foldable bike, but it doesn't fit in the garage when it's folded up, so it just goes there. Water tank. If I'm ever somewhere where my hose won't work, then I can just fill that up and tip that into the water tank. Ladders, if I've ever got to get on the roof for whatever reason at all. Underneath there, I've got a power bank. That's the back of the drawers. That just there's a portable, foldable solar panel if I ever need it. This bin bag is full of the bedding for the single bed. That's the foam sections that make it into a single bed. This is all full of tools and odds and sods, including the screwdriver. This is a little ADHD moment I had. I got some big ass air horns and they sound insane. Again, carries tools and stuff just there. In the back, you can't see it, but I've got some camping gear, some wood for fires. I've got my 70-litre water tank in there. This is the diesel heater tank. I don't know why I decided to put a tank in the back for the diesel heater. I should have plumbed it straight into the actual fuel tank, but that's that. I've got my chairs, my tripod for filming. The garage in the back is essentially organised chaos, because if I ever need anything, bang, I know exactly where it's going to be, even though it looks like an absolute shed in there. Everything I use the most is all easy to get to, easy to hand, and anything that I don't use that often, I've got a good idea where it is, so I can grab it easily enough. It's not anything special, nothing special at all, but this is what I've been living in for the last 12 months. I can't wait to do this massive upgrade with all the new units. That's coming in a future video, so make sure you subscribe to that. This is a before chaotic van build.